Welcome to Plant Today with Amy Ray. I got my work clothes on today. I'm ready to sweat because it is hot and humid out here. We have had rain for the past 24 hours and it's finally dry enough for me to get out here. So I've been wanting to get to this project for a few days now. I need to completely rework this flower bed behind me. I have my succulent fountain here that I will do in a separate video because it is a project all of its own. I have to rework it about once a year when it gets leggy and the succulents are just growing too tall for the fountain. I cut everything back and propagate a lot of things, and so that'll be its own video. But for the rest of the flower bed, I am going to be weeding. I have some daffodils that are completely spent and dying off now, so I need to cut those back. I recently transplanted an angel trumpet tree right here, and so I need to rework that whole area around it because I removed a bunch of shrubs, and so it's just a hot mess over there. I'm going to be planting some salvia, some Proven Winners Rockin' Salvia Fuchsia, and also some Supertunia Bordeaux from Proven Winners. And then I have a Supertunia bubblegum that is a little crazy here. It's been in a hanging basket for a few months. I'm going to be popping that in the ground. So what I'm going to do is do the whole thing in time-lapse form. And then when I'm finished, I'll walk you through everything that I went through. So let's get started. Well, you're probably thinking I'm crazy. We had a jasmine massacre just now. I got in there and I thought it was going to be a quick trim job, but I realized I couldn't even tell where the diamonds began and ended. I really appreciate all the hard work that went into making this diamond pattern, and so I just wanted to return it to its former glory, and in order to do that, I needed to hard prune. Let me show you. So as you can see, the branches have grown outward several inches. I probably could have cut it back even more, but I already did a lot of work doing this. So for anyone who is considering doing this diamond trellis pattern, it looks beautiful on Pinterest, it does, and I'm sure maybe the first year or two you have it, it looks great, but just be aware, it attaches to everything. That's the jasmine that did that, you guys. It climbed into my windows, into my gutters, like it was a pain in the butt to pull down. And I have to do this every single year. It probably needs to be done 2 or 3 times a year, but I'm just too lazy. So here we are. Very hard prune. It will leaf back out, guys. It will probably be beautiful even by the end of the summer. In a few weeks even it'll be a lot more green, but for now we have to look at these brown twigs. So what I thought was going to be a day project turned into 2, possibly 3 days. I cleared out most of the jasmine trash. This was star jasmine, by the way. I know there's other types of jasmine that aren't quite as invasive, but I really would consider star jasmine invasive. It has grown into everything around it. Like it's crawling all through here. I'm constantly trimming it off of my fountain. It wants to like creep in the back and wrap around my succulent. I mean, it's everywhere. So just be aware. All right, day 2, here we go. done. I was working for probably about 2.5 hours. I lasted all of 40 minutes with my bangs down, so let me give you a tour of what I did. All right, starting on this side, sorry about the hammering in the background, that's my neighbor. Starting on this side, I planted the 3 salvia in front of my angel trumpet and 3 of those grasses. I'm gonna have to find the name to put that on the screen for you. I had some left over from some I had taken out on the other side, and I just had these sitting in the back by my shed, so I put them back here to fill in this empty spot. And then I put the Supertunia Bordeaux, and then the one that was in the hanging pot, the bubblegum, Supertunia Vista bubblegum, put that there. And then the 2 other Bordeaux's right there and right there. I moved my little succulent pot from over here there to kind of fill in that area. Also, I needed to take some lemon coral sedum from this area to bring over here. So you saw me doing that with a shovel. So lemon coral sedum looks really, really pretty when it's in this stage. Look how gorgeous that is. So super pretty and nice and babyish, right? But then it starts to flower. And when it starts to flower, it gets super tall and leggy. Now, when it's in bloom, it's really pretty. Like there was a whole cluster of yellow blooms here whenever it was blooming. But after it's done blooming, you're left with these long, leggy pieces, okay? So I tried to trim off a lot of these, and sometimes when I would pull it up, I would of course get some of the bottom sedum parts, so I throw it in the back of the bed. So I have a bunch of just like scraps back there, but some of that is going to take root and it's going to grow back there. So that's why I do that. And then other parts of it still are just kind of like up in the air, but it roots like crazy. So I think it'll look just fine in a few weeks. Plus that Bordeaux will hopefully get nice and big and bushy, as big as the bubblegum did. So it'll cover a lot of that space. I have a little aloe right there. And let's see, what else do I have in here? So when I pulled over the sedum, it's just in big clumps. Like it's not really rooted. I didn't have anything to dig into the ground. I just laid it on the dirt because the roots are so shallow, it's going to eventually root. And it would take me way too long to try to sort through what's here. So we'll see how that turns out. There's a lot of work, pulling a lot of weeds, and it doesn't look like much right now, I feel like. I mean, it's pretty, but I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like in a couple of weeks once those Supertunias get bigger and hopefully my angel trumpet gets bigger. And then the jasmine also needs to leaf out. So the next project in this space is to rework the succulent fountain. So you can see how leggy a lot of those succulents are and hanging off of the sides. So I'm going to be doing a lot of trimming and reworking. And again, I do that about once a year to this fountain. So, what do y'all think? Let me know. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me. I hope this inspired you to go plant today.